Hello everyone and welcome back to the Silicon Nubian YouTube channel where we're all about things tech. Well, my second personal PC build is getting close. It's going to be an ITX based build based on the AMD Ryzen 1600 CPU. Being ITX, it did cause the build to be delayed for quite a while as I was not happy with the only motherboard that was available up until recently, which was the BIOStar board. Not for the build quality, but for the BIOS and the overclocking features and whatnot. Thankfully, Asrock recently released two boards, ITX-based boards for the AM4 platform, one being based on the X370 chipset, which in my honest opinion is a little bit redundant for the ITX form factor, as you can never really put dual GPUs in the ITX form factor, and the B350. Also, Gigabyte released their board, which seems pretty good as well, but I went with the Asrock AB350 Gaming-ITX AC. The AC portion means it has built-in Wi-Fi, AC Wi-Fi. So today, leading up until the build is completed, which won't be for another week or two, I thought it'd be great to give you guys a look at the motherboard. I'm going to open the box. It's my first time opening it, so as you see it, I see it. If we look at the front, it's quite small. Of course, ITX form factor, quite simple. Here, B350, Gaming, ITX, AC, serial numbers and whatnot. On the rear, we have a list of some of its features, RGB LED header, dual band AC Wi-Fi, Creative Sound Blaster Cinema 3 for the sound, Intel Gigabit LAN. This is also a big plus for me, as this system may not be running Windows, and Intel is very well supported under Linux. It has a steel reinforced PCIe slot for those heavy video cards, and has an Ultra M2 slot, which I believe is on the back of the motherboard, given its size. We can see that it has supports the AMD AM4 series, and of course the Bristol Ridge APUs, which they've just announced as well. B350 chipset, as said before, 2 DIMMs up to DDR4 3466. Well, your mileage may vary. Ryzen is still suffering from some memory issues with respect to getting the top advertised clock speeds out of a number of kits out there, RAM kits, although it's improving steadily. 1 PCIe 3.0 16 slot, 4 SATA ports, 1 Ultra M2 port as well, 6 USB 3.0, and a rear tight USB-C, 4 USB 2.0 headers, 7.1 channel audio based on the Realtek ALC 1220, supports Creative Sound Blaster Cinema 3, Intel Gigabit LAN, Mini ITX, and dual band Wi-Fi. So let's open this box and see what this thing looks like. Wow. Color scheme is quite interesting, and one of the big reasons that I chose this board was the color scheme. Apart from its obvious build quality and Asrock support with respect to BIOS updates, the build that I will be videotaping and putting on YouTube in this channel, keep an eye out for that, is a red and black theme build. If you look further back in some of my videos, you'll see the other Ryzen system that I built, the 1700, another personal build that was black and white. So let's take the board out. First, take a look at the accessories. We'll put this aside for now. Okay. Everything's nicely located here. SATA cables. Very nice backplate. If you can see that, it has the Fatality symbol writing on it. Very nice, not just your typical plain metal backplate, so that's good. We have 2 for the wireless AC antennas for the built-in wireless adapter. Very good. We have the software setup guide, which is good to see. I noticed that a lot of motherboard manufacturers have moved to just supplying no documentation, and it's either tell you where to get it online. We have an actual CD. This is becoming a rarity. If you build a lot of systems, you realize that a lot of new systems, particular ones I built for the business line for ASUS, they don't come with a CD. You have to go online and get everything. And a pretty beefy instruction manual, of course, multilingual. So that's included in the box. Set that off to the side. And now let's have a look at the star of the show, the motherboard itself. I really enjoy the challenge of building ITX format machines, and love to showcase having so much power in such a small space. Wow, it's a beautiful looking board. I like the black solid caps, the VRM arrangements. You got to look a little bit on how, on an ITX board, the engineers always have to be a little bit creative with respect to component placement. That's one other reason I purchased this board. If you look carefully, you'll see there are 1, 2, 3 fan headers, and that's an RGB header. So there are 3 fan headers on this board. This is another reason I chose this board. Some of the other boards only come with 2 fan headers, so you have 3 here. The board will, of course, be in the case oriented in this fashion, at least the case that I have. So you have the 8-pin connector here, 24-pin. We have 4 SATA ports, USB 3.0 front panel connector. We have some other connectors all around. Again, it may seem out of place if you're used to micro ATX or even ATX motherboards, but engineers of ITX-based boards have to really be very inventive and creative with their component placement. We see the steel reinforced PCIe slots. We see some, I believe they are supposedly audiophile quality caps here for the audio out. What else do we have? Clear CMOS jumper down here. Okay, really not much to say with respect to the board. Considering the amount of features it has, it is a very clean look, which I'm appreciating quite a bit. I love the ultra dark black PCB in contrast with the red RAM slots and heat sinks with the nice Asrock Fatality on it. Okay, let's turn this over and see what we have here. Hopefully you guys are getting all of this. So here we have the for the wireless. Here we have the 7.1 surround, and yes, optical. Love that. The USB, USB-C, 3.0, 2.0 USB. We have a mouse port. And here's the kicker. 2 HDMI outs. Which is great. For me, I like that. All of my monitors can use HDMI. Of course, you can't use it right now until the APUs become available. So that built-in video out features really are moot at this point. Seeing I'm going to use a 1600, I'm going to have to invest in an external GPU, or I should say a separate GPU to put in the slot here in order to get this to function as I want it. Intel Gigabit NIC is right here. Interesting position. We have CMOS battery here, which looks to be like a CMOS battery. Yes, it is. Mounted vertically on the rear. That must be interesting to get out. I'll have to look at that. Hopefully I'll never have to do that. Let's look at the back of it, because this features don't end on the front. So here's the AMD backplate, and as you can plainly see down here, we have the M.2 slot, the NVMe for an NVMe drive. It's at the rear. Unfortunately, given the small form factor of these motherboards, they're really, if you look carefully, there's really no space to put it on the front or on the top, however you want to call it. There's really no space to put an NVMe drive or an M.2 slot. It's just not going to fit. This is just one of the compromises given the form factor. So what I see here is I believe it ships with, yes, we can look here, and it ships with BIOS 2.10, which is an older BIOS. I might be wrong, as 3.0 is out and 2.5 is more current, and these boards were only manufactured, I think, after 2.5, so that might be incorrect. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. That's usually the sticker, what it means, but I'm going to check that. I could be wrong. And that's about it, really. Nothing much more to say, except now that I'm looking at it, I really want to get this built. So that's it. If you liked the video, comment. If you tell more people about this, I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent with respect to video uploads and getting more stuff out there. So thanks for watching, and look forward and keep an eye on this site, as the build video should be up in the next few weeks. I'm going to be posting some other unboxing of components, the case I have, which is from Fantex, ITX case, and the CPU as it comes in, memory, and everything else, all culminating in the final build video. So that's my unboxing and quick overview of the Asrock AB350 Gaming-ITX AC case. Fatality. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.